Hi, so my name is Barry, and this evening, for handmade music, to start things off, I'll talk a little bit about handmade music and how important it is at the start of the 21st century here to be making music with our hands, especially given that so much of the discussions about music are through the lens of technologically mediated musics. And the technologically mediated musics that are most in vogue, from what I can gather, the scant understanding of the media in that, is that there's an awful lot of AI, you know. What's that? What is AI? I heard somebody say artificial intelligence. Is that so? Is that so? Are you sure? Maybe then you might be familiar also with, say, like, you know, the Goody Pal and his notion of the alternative intelligence. Like, how do we even define an intelligence? Like, what is it? What would be consistent? Well, you know, if we had to actually distill it, what would it look like? And how could we be sure that it was a genuine intelligence at all? And I think that's a really important thing to ask ourselves, because the notion of authenticity is at play with a lot of this stuff that we do whenever we do our handmade musics. So our handmade musics, as they are, they could be that which comes from the touch of a hand, or like, you know, that which is coming from the instrument which is made by a hand. If we're dealing with, like, you know, synthetic materials, synthetic sounds, is it still handmade? Is it still music? Does it need the human touch, or is it just some sort of synthetic, like fabricated, like, you know, acoustic fact? You think about that for a while. I'll be asking questions later. No, but seriously, now it may have the appearance that I'm just sitting there talking jive, but right now this is actually all scripted. It's all right down here in what is actually not a word-for-word score, but it's what we'll call, like, you know, an improvisational framework. And the thing about that is, it means that we've got choices to make it all the time, and I'll be making choices about what to do up here, and I imagine that you also will be making choices, deciding what is meant to happen and what is just incidental. So this making music at the start of the 21st century, this handmade music that we're dealing with, this quest for performance authenticity, these are things that I'd like you to think about, because I'm going to be blending a couple of different types of technology here. Some of it's digital, some of it's analog, some of it's acoustic. And what you can do is, there's a prize at the end of the set. So anybody who wants to come up and tell me what category the last note is. If you can tell me if it's digital, analog, or acoustic, you'll win a special prize. Now, there is another thing that I'd like you to think about. And that is, what's your role in all this handmade music? If I'm sitting here playing to myself, that's not a problem for me. But as you listen, you're actually making the music in your heads while listening. You're making some value judgments, and those value judgments are really, really important. And I want you to know that you're not sitting there passively listening, that you can actually take part by listening really, 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 really listening, really leaning into it. That'd be valuable. And the value would come from you deciding where the grains should go in between the melodic moments. So you might notice on some of the tables there's some brass objects, some chopsticks, feel free to join in and add to the grain, to the resonances that you hear. I'll point out by raising my hand open like so, showing that I'd like you to join in. If you'd like to, do. If you don't want to, also fine. I stray just at the dawning of the day. I met with a charming maid. My pretty maid, where you going so early? Tell me now. The lass replied, "Be glad," she cried, "I have lost my spotted cow." No longer stress, no longer mourn. Your cow's not lost, my dear. I saw her down on yonder field. Come, let me show you where. I must confess you very kind, said she. It's there you're sure that cow to find. Come, sweetheart, and walk with me. Into the grove we did repair, across green grassy hills. We hugged and smooshed each other there, tenderness and chills. If I should cross off Farmer's Glen, or go to view a plough, she comes out shouting, "Oh, mon amour, I have lost me spotted cow. J'ai perdu la vache à poil. Ta mo bo spotted kailagum."